So you need to make resume such a way that that resume looks like 3 to 4 years experience by seeing that resume. So you need to prepare your resume properly.
Okay, so like what about the projects related to Azure and data engineering projects?
Yeah, I'll provide you that projects. So I'll provide you sample resumes with you. Okay. So no worries on that. So after 1 week or 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, I am going to share all the resumes. So I have proper resumes with experience, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, solution architect as well, which I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to explain what are the roles and responsibilities that you need to keep. And I'm going to touch base few points which you need to take care in your resume. Okay.
Okay, sir. So the projects which are in the course, in this course, so will be sufficient, sir.
Yes, it's more than enough. But you need to practice. Unless you practice, unless you spend time daily 2 to 3 hours on this, I'm not going to help you in that.
Okay.
Okay. Not only this, wherever you go, you need to practice. You need to do some. You need to put your efforts. Then definitely you'll land in good job.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. This is Babu.
Yes, Babu.
Yesterday, I had told that I had said that I'm having a 4 years of experience in my Power BI. Presently, I'm a data analyst. I think so, but they are given me the position as a solution developer. That's it. So, present my current technology, what I'm working is SSIS, SSAS, and Power BI. So, if I'm trying to move for the data Azure engineer, so how it will be around of how much experience I have to put into that one, like.
See, you can keep 1 year experience. See, already you are working in Power BI. You know the transformations. You know how to pull the data, how to generate reports, right?
Yeah.
Even in the data engineering also, it will be similar way, but you use different way how to pull the data, how to do transformation. So you are using Spark and Python here. So you can keep like you can modify your resume such a way that in the present project itself, I worked as a Power BI as well as I worked on data engineering as well. So you need to keep 2 projects, 1 year in this, 2 years in Power BI, and then you need to start searching. You don't need any experience certificate or anything, fake certificate, nothing is required. You just need to modify your resume accordingly and proceed further. I'll tell you on that how to update your resume based on data engineering and data analytics.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So any other questions? We'll start in another 2 minutes. So Babu, can you provide your introduction? So your experience. So
yeah, sure, sir. Myself, Babu, my short name actually. So I'm from Hyderabad. Presently, I'm working in Pune. So my company is present. I'm working as a cost to hire. So I'm working for a client in Malaysia. So it's a steel manufacturing company. So in that they are trying to generate the reports. So presently, I'm creating of reports for them. So like sales, like machine operations and everything. And after that, I thought of recently they had shifted their on-premises database to Azure, Azure as a PaaS platform as a source, platform as a service. So they had converted. So they asked me to learn about this ADF so that they can try for the upgrading of their job, their business, and their reports and everything.
Okay, that's cool. Next, Madhusudan.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, sir. My name is Madhusudan. I'm from Pune, and I'm currently working in Atos Intel and as a senior production support engineer.
Okay, so
I have around 7.9 years of experience.
So you support for scheduling tools, or what kind of support you provide?
No, Hadoop support. We are using Hadoop Unix shell scripting automations.
Okay.
Yeah, I know about Spark. I know about transformation. Whatever you told. Yeah.
Okay. So what exactly you are looking from this course? Because
yeah, I'm looking. Currently, my client is not using cloud solutions. So in the some 6 to 7 months, they are looking for cloud as well. So
okay, so
that's
you
why I'm
know open
preparing
source
already.
Spark. You know
Sorry?
Spark. You know
Yeah, I
Spark?
know about Spark. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, then I think we'll start the session. Okay, so are you able to see my screen, guys? And my voice is loud and clear, right?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay, so if you face any issues in terms of network issue, or if you're not able to hear me properly, okay, you just stop me and ask me the questions. Okay, even if you're not able to understand any topic, please stop me and ask multiple times. Sir, can you explain this in different scenario? Okay, so I'll explain one scenario. So if you are able to understand, if you are able to pick the topic, that's well and good. If you're not able to understand the topic, I'll get different examples. I have n number of examples. Okay, so you just need to dig me so that you'll get a lot of points from my side. Okay, so first of all, for creating environment, I'll provide you documents. Don't create any account now. So you can create this free account from Microsoft Azure account, and this account is valid for 30 days. So Azure account creation. So I'm going to provide you the steps how to create Azure account, but don't create this account now. I am going to provide you 150 USD credits. Okay, so right now this account is there, but this account is going to expire in another 1 week. I am going to provide you one more account, fresh account, which will onboard all these things, and we are going to learn from scratch. This has some credits, so I am using this for at least 1 or 2 days. Okay, I'll provide you account, and I am going to share credentials with you. You can practice all the things here itself. You can practice all the stuff here, and based on your practice, if you go here, the subscription will be keep on consuming the dollars. So this I have given for UK people. So there is one batch which has been completed recently. So I'll provide 2 accounts. This is one account which I have now. Okay, so this is for our Azure data engineering, and for Azure Synapse Analytics, we need one more account. So I'm going to provide you 2 accounts, total 300 USD environment. I'm going to provide you guys. Okay, so it's more than enough. 300 USD is more than enough. Okay, so if you see, still I have 61 credits remaining, but this is going to expire on 11th Jan. I'll create one more account for you. I'll pay 150 USD and I'll provide you one account for you. No issues on that. But I'll tell you, after my course, you can create free account. Okay, then you can do your practice. You can do all the stuffs. That account you'll get 100 USD or 200 USD dollars. But for that, you should have valid credit card for that. Credit card or debit card. You should provide as an identification for that. They're not going to detect anything. They will just detect 2 rupees for authentication. Okay, so don't create that. I'll provide you document how to create free account. So you have proper steps here, which I have shown here. So these documents and all I'm going to share. So environment perspective. So this account I'll share with you guys. Okay, and second thing, we need Databricks account. So Databricks account also we can use it from here. And Databricks has community edition, which is free for you, lifetime free. They are not going to charge anything for this. So Databricks, this is wonderful free edition that we have. I never seen any cloud environment. They are providing free account, but these people has provided you the free Databricks community edition. Okay, so when you click here, so I'll tell you how to create this account. How to create this account, all the stuffs. We have detailed documentation for this as well. Azure account, Databricks, community edition, sign up instructions. So if I go here, so you need to go to this URL. So you need to go to this URL. You need to fill all these details. Databricks has been merged with AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, Alibaba, and even Databricks as a standalone project. In US and UK market, Databricks is a hot cake. Okay, so you should concentrate on more. So you need to follow this document and create free account. This I'll share with you guys. It's a detailed document which we have, which I'm going to share with you. Have few links as well, which you'll learn a lot of stuff here. Okay, so these are the 2 accounts that are mandatory for us. to learn Azure data engineering end to end. Okay. So before I jump into this portal, I want to teach you what is cloud computing. Everyone is discussing about cloud. What is there in the cloud? What advantages this customer is getting from the cloud? So what kind of services they are going to provide in the cloud? So we should learn these things first. So first of all, if you see the cloud computing, the basic idea behind the cloud computing is instead of buying or owning or maintaining the physical hardware. So what they are going to do, they are not going to buy anything. They are not going to own anything. They are not going to maintain any physical hardware. They simply use internet access and they are going to utilize the technology. They will use the resources whichever required. Means I just need internet access and I can log into the cloud environment and then I can access the resources that are required and I can do my work and I can close my work. So in simple terms, I'll tell you, 6 years back when I was working for Citibank, okay, in Singapore. So they want to, they have Oracle database and that database is full and it got crashed. So in order to get new license and in order to increase new storage, it took almost 3 weeks of time to get Oracle storage, database, licensing, approvals and every stuff. But in cloud, now, if you want somewhere around, if you want to store some 5 TB data, I can do that within minutes, 2 to 3 minutes of time. So I just need one subscription. I'll talk to Microsoft guys. They'll onboard my subscription within 2 to 3 minutes of time. Once everything is ready, I'll go to storage account and I can onboard storage account within minutes and I can store my data. Not only storage account, not only storing the data. If I want SQL database, then I can onboard SQL database as well here. So you just need SQL database, go SQL database here, and we can onboard SQL database here. So within, you don't need any approval here. You don't need any licensing. So how you are going to pay? How much you are going to utilize this one? They are going to charge for this and you need to pay for that. So this is what cloud, the basic idea behind the cloud is. You just need to have the internet and you can access any technologies. You can access any resources that you need as a needed basis. Means the internet access means individuals or applications have access to remote hardware almost anywhere in the world. So when I was working with Unilever, so Unilever has cloud projects since 2015. So I was a part of that journey. So they are not even provided the laptops. Unilever is a big company and they are not provided the laptops who is working on cloud. So if we ask it why laptop has been not provided, they said like you are working on cloud. We have provided you the public access for your thing. So you can just use your own laptop and start working. Almost 60 employees, they have given this suggestion, but after 2 weeks, based on the compliance and HR, all these things, they have given the laptop. But cloud advantage is this: you can access the cloud from anywhere. You don't need any laptop. Even if you don't have your personal laptop, you can log in internet from mobile as well. You can log in. So you can log in from anywhere and you can access the technology. That is one of the beauty of cloud. Suppose now you are not in India, you went to some other country. Even if you are in different location, you can still access the cloud environment. There is no restrictions on the cloud. There is the restrictions, but that restrictions will be kept by the owner. Suppose I am the banking client. I don't want to provide public access. So no one should log in from their personal laptop. They need to log in into their only environment, in that particular environment, in that particular IP address, subnet. So what they will do, while configuring the cloud, they will keep the restrictions there. So that restrictions will be applicable for that company itself, like banking applications, financial institutions. They have some restrictions. Whenever you go, companies like retail companies like Unilever, this kind of companies, they have public data. So they don't want any restrictions. So they will allow you the public access. They don't have any private access. So if you have internet access, you can access the cloud from anywhere, almost all over the world. So that is one of the beauty of cloud. Okay, so any questions here from anyone?
Sir, can you show what are the course content?
Yes, that I will show you. Okay, so the course content I have not updated. 1 second, let me go to Azure. So if you see here, so this is about the introduction about the cloud. So this we are going to see, and we are going to discuss about the cloud storage. Okay, we are going to discuss about blob storage, data like Gen 1, Gen 2, and Delta Lake. Okay, and Lakehouse as well. Lakehouse I have not updated here. And we are going to discuss about Azure Data Factory and different activities and data flow also. As not added here, data flow is also going to explain. Okay. And then we are going to see Azure Synapse Analytics full course. So this is the course here, full course, which we have almost 11 modules, which we are going to see in Azure Synapse Analytics. And Databricks, we are going to see Spark Basics, okay, about all these stuffs. In Databricks, we are going to learn different kinds of stuffs. Here we have mentioned only few. Okay, so this and all we are going to see in Databricks. Okay, so in Databricks, we are going to see all these stuffs. And Azure SQL database we are going to see. Okay, and then I am going to teach you about Python. Okay, and Power BI is not listed here. I'll show basics of Power BI and SQL also. I'm going to teach you on top of this. And on top of this, data engineering. If you want to learn data analytics on top of this, I'm going to teach you that as well. Not an issue. So this is the course content. If you have not received this document, even if you have any other scenarios, then definitely I am going to add it, and I can explore and I can teach you on that. Not an issue. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. And last question is, sir, duration and fees.
Sorry.
What is the duration of our course and fees, sir?
Fees will be you'll get instructions from Shiva, Srinivas. You can touch base with them. Okay. And the duration will be, it's like minimum 45 days to 60 days. Okay. It's not like there is no time limit, like only 45 days or 50 days. Based on the speed that we are going, so it might extend a little bit more as well. Okay. Until unless we complete, I'm not going to stop this. But as per my experience, I'm teaching this for last 4 years. Okay. So it will be done between 45 hours to 60 hours in between. So is that fine? It's Babu, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any questions regarding the course, regarding the scenarios, anything, you can feel free to discuss with me. Anyway, WhatsApp group will be created after 1 week. Okay. Once everyone confirms, so that you can interact with me directly. Okay. So if you have any special scenarios or anything that you need to learn, you can explore on top of that. Not an issue. Okay. Okay, guys, now we'll go. So if you see the era in 1915, we have mainframes. So and slowly we got virtual machines where we deploy all the applications, virtual machines, and we used to work. Now today's world is evolving on the cloud computing. So it's how the cloud computing has been came. And if you see in cloud, even if you take cloud, so cloud in the sense it's Azure, right? It's Microsoft product, and we have AWS, Amazon, and we have Google, and we have a lot of other clouds, Alibaba. A lot of clouds are available in market. Any cloud systems, they have this delivery model. So what kind of models they are going to deliver us? So they have these 3 kinds of models that every industry will look into that. One is IaaS, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So what is this service they are going to provide? So if you go here, so if you see the software as a service, so what is software as a service in the sense, this is entirely managed by the cloud vendors, cloud providers, in terms of Microsoft or in terms of Amazon and in terms of Google. So whenever you select as a software as a service, the entire thing like applications, data, runtime, middleware, virtualization, servers, storage, network, everything will be taken care by the Microsoft team. At the end of the month, you need to pay billing for them. That's it. Means who will take the software as a service in the sense, suppose I have a startup company. I have started my startup company. I have a requirement to build some applications. What happens when we are building some applications? So if I want to get resource, I need to spend 3 to 6 months of time. Again, I need to train them in the particular technologies, right? So it's not that easy for me. So it will take almost 1 year for me. So I want this application to build within 1 month. So what the startup companies they will do, they will select software as a service and they will work with Microsoft team. So Microsoft team or Amazon or Google, they will deploy their team and they will take your use case and they are going to build your app. So that is what software as a service means. Whenever you select option software as a service, Microsoft will be completely owned. They are going to deliver end to end for you. You just need to pay. You need to provide your requirement and you need to pay billing for them. They will do your work for you. That is called software as a service. So this kind of service will be operated by like startup companies. Even some customer, they don't want to take any risk. They have public data. So they don't have any sensitive data like PI data or credit card information or any information. So such kind of application, such kind of use cases, they will go as a software as a service. If they want to do work, they want to build some app. So that will take hardly 3 months. So they will get vendor for 3 months, Microsoft vendor for 3 months. They will do their work, they will build app and they will wash, they'll remove the team. They should not worry about resources. They should not worry about the hardware. They should not worry about the software. So everything will be managed by Microsoft. So just they need to pay amount for that. That's it. So your work will be done much faster. You don't have any headache on the resource, on technology, on hardware or any operating. Everything will be taken care by the vendor, cloud vendors. Now, you might get one question, sir, if I have financial technologies like banking. So banking, they never keep the data. They never provide the data to vendors. If they provide their data to me, so I'm a Microsoft employee. If they provided data to me, so I can misuse the data. I can hack all the accounts. I can withdraw money. So if I have proper account details, then I can do whatever I want. So whenever the financial institutions where they don't want to share the data, so what they will do, but still they want to go to the cloud. Because so what happens? They will select platform as a service. So applications and data, they are going to manage. So they are the owners for that. And the remaining thing like hardware, server, storage, networking will be managed by the Microsoft. So based on your requirement, so if you want to manage your data and applications, I don't want to share this data with vendors, with cloud providers, then I can select platform as a service. Then these two things, applications and data is with me. The remaining environment will be managed by Microsoft. So when you select platform as service, the cost will be a little bit reduced compared to software as service. Now, infrastructure as service in the sense, it's like I have some cloud experts with me and I can manage some middleware or operating system. So what happens? In that case, go for infrastructure as service. So you are going to manage some networking, middleware, OS and applications. Remaining stuff will be managed by Microsoft. So based on the infrastructure that you have, you need to select what kind of service that you are looking from the cloud. So they provide this kind of services, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So most of the industries, they have platform as a service or infrastructure as a service. Software as a service is very less, okay? But most of the cases, you work either infrastructure as a service or platform as a service in your company, okay? So these things, as a data engineering, you are not aware, okay? Because these decisions will be taken care by your solution architect when they onboard your application. So if you have any documents like onboarding documents, so whenever you onboard anything on cloud, so this is how the onboarding document will be provided from the Microsoft to your organization, for your organization. So this has detailed explanation what kind of infrastructure they have selected, all the network protection, VPNs, what kind of active directories that you are going to provide. So you have a lot of stuff here. So this also I'll share with you later on, so that you can keep this in handy when you onboard any company to Azure. Okay. So let me go here back. So any questions on this infrastructure as service, platform as service, software as service on this delivery models? Any questions from anyone? No questions? Guys, I'll tell you one secret. When you start asking questions, you learn a lot of things. Start asking, either it's a simple question, tough question, doesn't matter. Keep asking questions. Make a habit of that. No questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Say yes or no. So no questions, yes or no. You need to talk to me friendly manner. Okay. Then this session will go very good. Okay. Please feel free to talk to me. Okay. Either yes or no, it's good. Okay. This will help when you work in real time with the customers. This will build your communication skills as well. When you start speaking, you learn a lot. Okay. This is my advice. Okay. Now we have on-premises, right? Here, if you see, there is one tab on-premises. Okay, so on-premises in the sense, like if you take on cloud, earlier, like for cloud has been started in 2014-15, but most of the customers, they don't want to take their data to the cloud. So they have on-premises like CDP, sorry, Cloudera, Hortonworks, Mapper. So these are the few on-premises systems we have. Even on-premise in the sense, it's like your own environment. Like if you take any company, they're managing entire data and by there. If you take Society General Bank, so Society General, they have their own private cloud. They have on-premises entirely maintaining by them. So you are the one who is going to maintain everything. Right now, before cloud, all the companies, they have only on-premises. Once a cloud has been came, then these are the services that each and every company will use, and they will onboard the data or applications to the cloud. So on-premise in the sense, you are the one who is going to maintain each and every stuff in terms of hardware, in terms of software, technology, everything you need to manage by your own, in your own place. Okay.
Chidanand, one question. Can you go back?
Yes.
Yeah. Coming to here, infrastructure and platform, anyway, data will manage by the bank or some other, right?
Yes.
So here we have one more storage in the both.
Yes.
So what Microsoft storage here?
See, storage in the sense, we have blob storage, ADLS Gen 2, ADLS Gen 1, right? So Microsoft will do, if we suppose by default, it has 5 TB storage. Okay. Suppose if you want to do auto scaling, so they will do auto scaling. Suppose you are going to store one more TB data, it has auto scaling option. And if you want to move the data from one region to another region, suppose in cloud storages, they store the data across regions, right? Across multiple locations. So if you see Azure data regions, they will take care of your infrastructure, not data. So if you see the regions, so like if you take AWS or Azure, anything, so this is the data centers they have across the region. So if you want to move the data from one region to another region, or if you want to copy the data from one region to another region, one storage to another storage in the regions, then it will help. This will be taken care by Microsoft team. See, they can view the data, but that data is encrypted format. See,
Okay.
when you onboard the data to the cloud here, right? Let me open one storage account here. Okay. So when you onboard here, so there is a access keys. So these keys will be handled by the customer. These keys will be available with the customer. Okay. These keys will be available with the customer so that the owner can't access this. Even if you have account, you can't see the data. Okay, because that is in encrypted. So you can encrypt your environment. You can have access keys that we'll see when we go in detail with our storage account. Okay. Otherwise, I can show you one thing. So when you go for storage account, so here when you click on create, So these things, onboarding thing, everything will be taken care by the Microsoft for you. So when you go for data encryption, so you have two keys. If you go for SaaS, if you go for this SaaS, right? So if you go for SaaS, software as a service, then the keys will be managed by Microsoft and they have the full access for you. But I don't want to give this access to the Microsoft. Then I can go for customer managed keys, and I have vaulted these keys in my key vault, so that only the persons who has access from my company, I can give these keys so that they can they can grant access to the data. So this is where customer is going to manage this keys. If it is SaaS, then Microsoft will manage this. This is how we
Okay,
are
means
securing the data.
okay, means still they can access the data, but they store in encrypted format in cloud.
Yes, they can
Am I
see the
correct?
data, but the data is in encrypted format. It's a chunk, we call them.
Okay.
We have a lot of things. You can go for protectivity, tokenization, masking, lot of other security available. Okay, but this encryption at rest, encryption in transit, we have two things in cloud. So by default, cloud will have always it's encrypted. The data is encrypted. Okay, that we'll see when we go in detail with the storage accounts. Okay.
Yeah, clear.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if we see the deployment models, we have three kinds of clouds, like public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid. So we have these three clouds we have. So what is a public cloud in the sense? So public cloud is nothing but Azure, AWS, Google, Alibaba. There are a lot of other clouds that are available. All these are public clouds for us. And whenever you see the public cloud, so are you able to see the content, right, properly? My PPT. It's clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
if you
yes.
see the public cloud, so services are owned and operated by the cloud provider. Means if you see what is the services here, so these all are services here. Okay. So 1 second, guys. There is some issue here. Let me log in this. Okay, if you see all these are resources. So everything will be managed by the Microsoft. This entire cloud has been managed by the Microsoft. They are going to manage this one. On top of that, we are going to get this environment we are working. Means in simple terms, services are owned and operated by the cloud providers. So there is no ongoing cost or maintenance cost for this. So if suppose I have one software today, MS Office or something, Outlook or something. So I no need to worry about my licensing. That will be taken care by the Microsoft. I just need to get subscription for 1 year, 2 years, and I need to pay for that. Microsoft will take care of it. The same way, cloud providers, you should not worry about owning, or you should not worry about licensing or anything. Everything will be taken care by the cloud providers for you. And cloud providers have data centers located in different regions across the world. So this is one of the great advantage that cloud has. So if you see here, so I have shown you one map, right? So this is where data centers that are available across the world. So if you see across the world, there are some 48 data centers available, either Amazon or Microsoft or thing. So you can place your data anywhere across the world. Suppose I want to keep my data in US, then I can select one of the data center and I can keep my data. So how you can keep? So if you go to the storage account here, while creating storage account itself here, so you'll get option to select the data center, which data center that you want to store your data. So here you'll get region. So you need to select the region, which region you want to store the data. And you can select multiple data centers as well. Suppose I want to keep my data in UK and US. So I can select two data regions so that my data will be available in UK and my data will be available in US. Suppose UK data center has been crashed. Still, I have the backup in the data that is available in different data centers. That is called redundancy, that we are going to discuss at later point of time. Okay. So this is how data centers has been located. So this is one of the great advantage that cloud has. But if you take on-prem, like if you take Citibank, so that headquarters is in Hong Kong and they are operating from Singapore. So they have only one data center in Hong Kong. All the data across the world, that data is going to sit in Hong Kong. And due to some issue, the data center has been outage for 2 hours. 2 hours, entire business has been stopped for Citibank in 2012. 2 hours, they have a huge loss. So after that, what they have done, they built 2 data centers. One is Hong Kong, one is in Singapore. And then if Hong Kong data center have been down, then they will get Singapore data center up. So cloud has that option. You don't need to maintain your data centers. You don't need to physically go and work in that location. This will be taken care by the cloud providers for you. You just need to select the data centers from here while onboarding these services. They will take care of your data. They will store your data in this region. They will get the data. So they will take care of this, storing your data into that region. Okay. So that is what they're going to do. Cloud providers have data centers located in different regions across the world. High redundancy in the sense, even if some data center has been crashed, you have a backup of another data center. And you can close to your customers. Suppose if your customer belongs to Europe, then you can store your data in Europe region. So you have a lot of options to store your data nearby. Suppose if it is Indian banks like SBI, HDFS, if it's Indian banks, they want to store their data centers in India. So they can select data centers in Indian region, like in India, Mumbai, West Sound, like they have 3 or 4 data centers. So they can select these data centers because of GDPR compliance issue, data compliance issue is available. So you need to store the data in the same region itself. So this is the flexibility that cloud providers is going to provide for us. And the next advantage is provisioning of resources in minutes and usage on needed basis. Means if I want some SQL database in on-premises, it will take almost a month time for me to onboard SQL database. First of all, I need to get licensing. I need to get a lot of approvals. I need to find the place where which server I need to. So a lot of stuff I need to do. But in cloud, I can onboard within a minutes. Within a minutes, I can onboard the SQL database. I can create tables. I can do all my analytics. Whatever the stuff you want to do, you can do within a minutes. Earlier, if you want to do some POC, it is going to take 1 month, 2 months of time. Now, if you want to do any POC, it is hours. My manager is asking, okay, he will give requirement now, POC. Okay, can we complete this within 1 hour? Because cloud has that feasibility. Whatever the things that you want, you can onboard things in minutes and you can start working right away. You no need of any approvals. You should not worry about costing or anything. Everything will be taken care by the cloud providers for you. You have environment ready, start working with your requirement. That is what cloud is going to do for us. So that is what provisioning of resources in minutes, and you can use as a needed basis. So it's high scalable as well. And then the disadvantages we have is less security as a platform as shared, because our platform we have shared with cloud provider, but nowadays we should not worry about the security because Microsoft, Amazon, all these platforms, cloud providers, they have invested billions of dollars on the cloud security side. So even if you see last year, most of the banks, they are not ready to move to the cloud. But now each and every bank, they have cloud environment. Azure, AWS, multiple clouds they have, and they started working. They kept their data in cloud now. So I can't say it's lesser security because we have shared the platform, but it's not like we don't have security. Security is there. So we have a lot of, you need to build your architecture such a way that you should have high security things. We need to implement protocol, like tokenization part, masking, data masking on top of this. But platform we have shared, there is one risk. But for this, Microsoft has a lot of solutions which we can restrict them as well. Lesser flexibility and control over cloud environment, because we have lesser flexibility because we have shared this environment with the cloud. So the most of the control is over on the cloud environment. So these are the two, I can't say disadvantages. These are the two drawbacks that cloud has. But we have solutions for this as well. Okay. Now, if you go for private cloud, so private cloud in simple terms, you are the owner, you are the one who is going to maintain each and everything. If something has been crashed, then you need to take care of that. So business has complete control over the environment because you are the one who is going to own that. Business can implement its own security protocols at every layer. Suppose if we take simple my laptop, I can keep my laptop face recognition. I can have multiple passwords. I can now make a install on top of this. I can keep folder security inside this. So I can do whatever I want because it is completely under my control. So I can do whatever I want. I can keep as many layers security as that. So that is one of the great advantage of private cloud. And data is in your own environment. So there is less chances of hacking. So data is held in environment that is complete control under your thing. But the disadvantage is purchase and maintenance. So you need to purchase each and everything. You need to maintain by your thing. More expensive than public cloud because you need to find the resource. You need to find the resource with right technology. You need to maintain the softwares. You need to buy the licensing. All the stuffs you need to do. So this will be a much headache. So that is one of the drawbacks in the private cloud. Now we have hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud is nothing but it's a combination of private cloud and public cloud. Most of the customers, now I'll give simple example. Sir, why hybrid cloud? Why they will go with two clouds, private cloud and public cloud? It's expensive. Why they will go? I'll tell you the reason. If you see the banks, any banks or any customer, they are in on-premises for almost 10 years, 20 years, and the data is sitting on on-premises. They can't directly shift the entire data within 6 months or 1 year to the cloud. So they have some complaints issues, lot of issues. So what they will do? First, for 1 year, they will plan like, okay, this year I need to move some 150 or 200 applications to the cloud. So they have cycles. So what happens? They'll keep two environments for 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years until they move entirely to the cloud. And then slowly, they will shift their environment from on-premise to the cloud. If cloud is working successful, they'll decommission from the on-premises. Slowly, they will move their work to the cloud. So some applications, they can't move the data to the cloud due to GDPR issues. That kind of applications, they will still keep in on-premises in the private cloud. So the companies has to maintain both the clouds, private and public, based on their necessity and requirement. Okay. So this is the difference between delivery models like public, hybrid, and private. Any questions here from anyone?
One cloud application can access the data of other, for example, Azure to AWS. Is that
Yes,
feature is
you
there?
can do. You can do a lot of things. You can do. ADF also will do that. So if you go here, simple terms, I'll show you here. So if you go to the ADF, okay. So in ADF, you can move the data from blob storage to AWS S3 bucket. You just need to have the access keys for S3, and that's. So if you go here, so you can do that. Even Data Factory will do, Databricks can do, Synapse Analytics will do. You can read from anywhere. 90 plus source systems, you can read the data from cloud or on-premises both. I'll show you one simple example for you. Anyway, we are going to do all this stuff. So if you go here, copy activity, so I can copy the data from source, any source. So if you see here, so you have a data in AWS. So I can get the data from AWS and my sink is target. I can store the data into my blob storage. Even not only cloud. So if you go for on-premises like Oracle database, so if you go for databases, you can connect to Hive, HBase, HDFS, MySQL. You can connect to any source system from the cloud, and you can pull the data, and you can write the data to any storage. PostSQL database, SQL databases, IBM. So you can write to data to on-premises as well. You need to have proper configurations for the Salesforce, Snowflake also you can write. So you have 90 plus connectors that are available for source and sink. You can copy the data to and fro, vice versa. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Even Databricks also we have. Once we go Databricks, we'll see that. Okay. Now we'll see one or two benefits today, and we'll continue tomorrow. So now we need to understand what are the benefits that customer is going to get when they move to the cloud. This is very, very important. As a bank, if I'm going to the cloud, what is the benefit that I'm going to get? the first and foremost thing that you need to keep in mind whenever you go on cloud, the first thing is cost. Because whatever you are going to use, they are going to charge for that. It's not free. First of all, we should keep in mind cloud is not for free. Whatever you are going to do, each penny they are going to charge you. Even if you store some 1 MB, 2 MB data or 3 MB, but that also they are going to charge for you. It's not free account. Okay. First of all, you should mean one is cost. Second is scalability. So it has great flexibility. Suppose today, if you take on-premises Oracle, so you can store in Oracle, like if you have purchased 1 TB or 2 TB, you can store the data to 2 TB only. After that, you need to renew your license, you need to get hardware. But cloud, not like that. You can store as much as data you want. It will be auto scale for you. That is a great flexibility. Tomorrow, today I have 5 TB. Tomorrow you have 10 TB, 50 TB. It will increase. It will be auto scale. That is a great feature that I'm telling uppers here. You need to secure your data. So I'll tell you these things. And then connectivity. So you can connect from anywhere in the cloud. And you need to stay competitive. If you want to do blockchain, if you want to do machine learning, data scientist, if you want to do all these latest technologies, if you want to utilize these latest technologies in the market, in your company, your data should sit in cloud. Otherwise, you can't use these technologies. You can't build analytics. You can't provide inputs to your customer to improve their business. Today, I went one of the bank, okay, Standard Chartered Bank. I went to get the DD. The staff to get the DD, simple DD, they struggled for almost 1 year because the application which they built is the user navigation is not user friendly. Okay, the first thing, they don't have proper instructions. So they have taken almost 1 hour and finally they are unable to print the DD. It's a big bank, they don't have the proper thing to get the DD. If I go the same thing for SBI or anything, they will get the things done within 20 minutes of time. That is how, so because they're not using latest technologies, so the application whichever they build in SBI, they are using Node.js, React.js, latest technologies, and they build that application. So it's user friendly and much faster, hassle-free, the application. But whatever the Standard Chartered bank they use to build the application, they're still running on JSF, JSPs, JavaScripts, this HTML. They are using old technologies there. They're not using latest technologies. Because of that, they have not built their application on cloud. They are still on premises. So because of that, that application is too slow and sometimes it get hang as well. So that is what you should stay always competitive in the market with latest technologies. So we'll see one by one in tomorrow's class about reducing cost, how we'll reduce the cost, how scalable. So we'll see with each example by going to the environment and I'm going to showcase it. Then you'll explain, you'll understand. Okay. So any questions from anyone before we wind up for today? Any questions? So all the materials I'll provide you, I'll prepare the Google Drive and I'm going to upload all the materials there. Okay, you no need to worry about that. On daily basis, the recordings and materials documents will be uploaded in the drive.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So any question from anyone?
No.
Okay, guys, if no questions,
No,
anyway, after 2 to 3 classes, WhatsApp group will be created. Okay, so that you can directly communicate to me as well if you have any doubts. Okay.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Have a nice
Thanks,
day.
sir. Thanks.
See you tomorrow again. Bye.
Thank you.